Aloha everybody and welcome to part 4 of Sonic Rush Adventure. So now, ladies and gentlemen, we've made it to the third zone, Coral Cave. That opening part, I still don't really know how to figure out. I still don't know how exactly it works. I've never bothered to look it up. I can get S ranks no problem without it anyway, but as far as I can tell, sometimes I can get it to pull off by constantly mashing the right button and just happens to get lucky. I don't know exactly when I should be pushing the right button. I'm supposed to push it at the exact time, and then Sonic will boost to the speed spring, like, right away. I did it in the Machine Labyrinth videos, if you were watching that, but again, that would seem to be luck of the draw. So it's not really necessary to get S ranks or anything, but you can get a quicker start if you time it correctly somehow. I don't really know. I know it has something to do with pushing the right button, though, so yeah. Either way, this is Coral Cave, ladies and gentlemen. This place has lots of minecarts, it has lots of rocks that you need to shatter, and it has a whole bunch of bouncing diamonds, which I actually really like. Basically, they got these little triangle-shaped diamonds where one side will bounce you this way, and another side will bounce you that way, and it's really fun to manipulate and whatnot. You could be using the top screen to dodge rocks, like that one up there, because some of the wires holding these rocks, they're like red roots and green roots, you know, and the green roots generally shatter and destroy just because, oh, there's a hedgehog underneath me, I should fall and kill that thing. But if there's red roots holding up the rock, then you have to smash that thing in order to make the rock plummet downwards, you know. Otherwise, though, Coral Cave is just like the first two zones. It's not particularly hard. I will say that this place does have bottomless pits, where all of the ring bungee cord things are. Like, every time you run on this thing, you grab this little hook that makes Sonic go down, and then whoop, all the way up. Generally, there seems to be a bottomless pit there, but as long as you're not jumping haphazardly, as long as you're just constantly running and stuff, you won't fall into any bottomless pit too often. And there's underwater sections, but again, because this is the Sonic Rush series, I don't really find underwater that bad. I mean, you're moving so freaking fast with the boost that you may as well be running on land, so I've never found the water sections to be problematic. And if that's anything the Sonic Rush series did really well, I will say they made underwater sections fun. Granted, they didn't have completely underwater levels. This isn't like you're spending the majority of the time in Coral Cave underwater. But, you know what, when you are underwater, it's pretty damn good. What can I say? I don't feel like it's slow and floaty and bleh, and I gotta get air bubbles all the time, because bleh. Yeah, it's alright, it's decent, you know, I like it. And even in, you know, the last game, Water Palace, when I had to get air bubbles for that place because the water parts were a little bit bigger, and yeah, I needed air bubbles, but hey, at least I was moving super fast that I could stop myself from drowning, you know. It's alright. With these minecarts, you have to jump just before the cliff happens, because there's going to be like a line of rings prompting you to jump. But if you want to take the higher route, you can jump with the minecart, so that's always a tip, you know. And this mechanic will be brought back for Sonic the Hedgehog 4 Episode 1, because minecarts are awesome. Dimps made this game, and Dimps made Sonic 4. And apparently the movement of Sonic is kind of stiff like Sonic 4 in this game. But because you're boosting, and I know the jump physics are way better in these games than they are in Sonic 4. That's for damn sure. Sonic has a lot more speed when he starts running right off the bat, and he definitely has a better precision jumping. So when you have to go from platform to platform, it feels a little bit more tighter and whatnot. But anywho, this section, first person or third person minecarting, all you're really doing is you're jumping over the spikes like bombs and stuff, and when you're given a choice of direction, if you want to go straight, don't push anything. If you want to go right, hold right. If you want to go left, hold left. That's really all you're doing. So, you know, jump over the spikes, choose the right direction. Always choose the direction where the rings are, basically, because rings are good. You want rings, don't you know? And this, ladies and gentlemen, is our antagonist. This is the big bad of Sonic Rush Adventure. And, yeah, he has a giant freaking mustache, and he wears red. So, yeah, it's a little similar to Eggman. I wonder who designed this robot. I wonder. But, yeah, this is Captain Whisker. He has two bumbling little sidekick guys on his shoulders. I think they're supposed to be parrots, but they don't look anything like parrots, but they are on his shoulders, and they're always talking with him in every scene. Captain Whisker, he's a pirate. He's kind of bumbling and goofy. He's not super serious like, say, Zavik from the recent Sonic Lost World or whatever, but, you know, maybe some people like it. The interesting thing is, only Sonic and Blaze have voiceovers in this game. Marine, Captain Whisker, Johnny, none of them have voiceovers as far as I know. So, in all these dialogue scenes, they don't bother to give them, like, sound clips like, ah, or, or, ar. So, you know, that's kind of interesting. Well, actually, I should take that back. He just laughed in the cutscene earlier. When he saw the jeweled scepter, he went, rah, 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 rah. So I guess that was a lie. I'm terrible at this commentary thing. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, we found Blaze the cat. Didn't you go back to your universe? No, wait, what are you doing here? Huh? Why is Blaze surprised to see us here? Oh, God. Well, Captain Whiskers is tired of this reunion, so he summons the Kraken! The Ghost Kraken. All the bosses in this game start with the word ghost. Like, the first boss was the Ghost Rex, and this is the Ghost Kraken, so, yeah. I don't have a pirate plush Captain Whisker doll to go, Ghost Kraken! So, you know, I'm not going to do that. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Ghost Kraken, and its weak point is this little jeweled tentacle that he keeps popping up to attack Sonic with. And you can attack him in many ways. He will swing his tentacles in spirals, he will hold them up and try to slam down on you. He occasionally shoots ink, and when he shoots ink, he's trying to blind you or make you get sticky so he can slap on you and stuff. His attacks seem to be randomized from every playthrough I've done with this guy. You never know what move he's going to do next, so you just sort of have to pay attention and keep an eye out. He occasionally brings the platform from the top to underwater. I've never drowned in this boss fight, so I don't know if you can drown. I've never even had the timer show up that I remember, so I don't believe drowning is a thing that can happen. But basically, all you're really doing is you're waiting for the tentacle to pop up, and when you see the jeweled one, hit it. Jump into it, you know. He doesn't really have any insta-kill moves. If you're trying to S-rank him and the Ghost Rex have this annoying kind of thing where it really kind of depends on their moves. Because if they're doing the long, drawn-out moves, you have to beat this guy, like, really, really fast in, like, under 1 minute and 40 seconds or 1 minute and 45 seconds or something like that. I can't remember. But, you know. Sometimes trying to S-rank these guys is really annoying because it always seems to depend on the boss. If they're doing things really long and drawn out, then you can't S-rank them. And it's just like, what the fuck? Why won't you do your incredibly predictable, quick move? Why are you drawing it out by shooting ink at the screen now? Stop shooting ink at the screen, you stupid Kraken! You're making my run look like shit. Well, not me, because my run looked great. I just S-ranked him right there. But sometimes, you know, I had to practice this guy, and practicing is crazy when he just won't do what you want him to do. But we finally ran into Blaze. Just why are you here, Blaze? Aren't you supposed to be back in your own world? I should be asking you the same thing. Why are you here, Sonic? Huh? Uh-oh. Are we the ones who've been sucked into Blaze's world? Uh-oh, Spaghetti-O. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. In the beginning cutscene, we noticed that Sonic and Tails were in a plane. They got hit by a bolt of lightning, and they went into a twister which had a little bit of a weird green portal opening in the center of it. Well, that green portal opening turns out to be a gateway to Blaze's dimension. We are in Blaze's dimension. We've been in Blaze's dimension this whole time. Marine is a citizen of Blaze's dimension. So, yeah, now we're in enemy territory. Or it would be enemy territory if Blaze was evil, but, I mean, Blaze is our friend now, so, hey. 2 heads are better than 1, and 3 are better than 2, and 4 are better than 3, and 5 are better than 4, and 6 are... Okay, Sonic, we get it. We get it. We get it, Sonic. But the good news is, because we've run into Blaze, we can now play as Blaze whenever we want in any of the future levels. So this game handles it a little bit differently. Sonic Rush had 2 storylines, meaning you had to play through the game twice. Once as Sonic, once as Blaze, in order to get to the final level. In this game, you don't have to play Blaze ever. And she is totally, totally optional. So... when you get to a new level now, it's going to prompt you, do you want to play as Sonic or do you want to play as Blaze? And Blaze plays exactly like she did in the original Sonic Rush. She's a little bit slower, her jump is higher, she can use her hover feature, and, you know, if you love Blaze, you can now play through the entire game as Blaze, even the final boss fight. So, you know, that's pretty freaking sweet, pretty freaking awesome. It's a completely optional side character that you don't really have to play too much unless you're going for the Soul Emeralds. Because, yes, there are Soul Emeralds to collect as well as Chaos Emeralds. And Blaze does have to do certain missions in order to get those Soul Emeralds. Although the Soul Emeralds are not as interesting as Chaos Emeralds because they really have you redoing things you've already done. Like, the first Soul Emerald, I believe you have to refight Ghost Rex again. So it's just like, okay, refight the first boss again. Okay, you got a Soul Emerald. Oh wow, that was hard. So I will also be getting the Soul Emeralds after the story mode's over when I'm going for the Chaos Emeralds just to keep things consistent. But I just wanted to mention that in order to see the final story, you have to get both the Chaos Emeralds and the Soul Emeralds because Blaze didn't hold on to them and, you know, they just go off in their own direction. 5 green material, 5 bronze material, and 1,000 rings. That's what we need to build the radio tower. So, you'll notice Coral Cave had red material, meaning if you didn't get 10 green material from playing the first level, your first time, and you just moved on through, then you're going to have to go back to Machine Labyrinth and Plant Kingdom to get more materials for this radio tower. Like I said, this is the kind of thing that makes you replay levels, because so far I've needed 10 green, 10 bronze, and my first playthrough I got 12 because of my S rank and stuff. But if you're A ranking everything, that's 9 materials per level. Like, A ranks only get you 3 materials, so if I A rank, that's 9, not 10. Meaning, I would have to go back to the first level. And again, most people are not gonna S rank the game on their first playthrough. So this is the kind of thing that makes you backtrack and replay levels over and over again, just so that you can have a radio tower that will show you where the next level is. Stuff like that. Luckily, I S ranked everything, so I had enough. I didn't have to go back, but you know, just something worth mentioning. This game has a lot of backtracking if you're not good at the game, because you need more materials, so you have to replay levels over and over and over again. Because apparently, when you go back to Plant Kingdom, someone is just replacing that treasure chest that you used earlier with a new treasure chest, which adds more materials depending on how fast you are. I'm not sure how this world works. Video game, I know, but still. But yeah, that's the great thing about this episode. We found Blaze the Cat. Blaze the Cat is playable, and when we get to the next zone, we will definitely be playing as Blaze the Cat. Also, Marine is afraid of ghosts. Go figure. Anyway, see you in part 5.